Hey, everybody, and welcome. We are at another Age of Grogu, episode 8. We have with me again today Elijah and Jason, and special guest friend Max, who is with us today. Hey, Max, how you doing? Hey,
Hey,
Dylan in chat. How's it going, buddy? We've got Dylan in chat from All New Nerds. Yes. So we have
hello.
a lot to talk about this week, guys. It's crazy, crazy week. How is everybody going at the moment?
Good.
Going great.
Good,
Doing good.
awesome,
Busy week.
very cool. Yeah, it
Mhm.
was very busy. We got to do and see a lot of things this week. Lot of interesting things. Shall we just jump straight into it since we've got so much we want to cover? Disney Plus Day, guys. We all well, actually, Elijah saw parts of it. He never saw all of it. Jason, you saw other parts of it.
Yeah.
I saw the
And,
first half.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just sort of the first half. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we didn't get far enough into it. We did some podcasts on the Marvel stuff, and so far YouTube have kind of knocked it down twice in a row for me. So I've got to figure out how to get the uncopyright up. We will get that up soon. But in general, Disney Plus Day, guys. What you saw of it, what you've seen, do you think it was a success or a failure as a general overall concept for what they were trying to do and achieve?
A little lackluster.
It didn't seem as
Yep.
impactful as it was last year. Last year it
Mhm.
seemed like they gave more information. It was more like, oh wow, this
Yeah.
was just like a reel of like stuff to come. I mean,
Right.
when they
I
got
mean,
into
Yeah.
some of the Marvel stuff, it was kind of nice.
They
to see
gave
some
us
of
a
that
good
stuff, but
amount
they
of
didn't really give any.
they gave us a good amount of like teaser stuff, I feel like.
Hey Laval, how you doing? Yeah, they gave us some. It was split down the middle. The Star Wars stuff for me was completely a lackluster. I really wish there was just a little bit more that kind of tease. And yet Marvel did it perfectly, in my opinion. They did it right, and they did it the way that we would want to see something from Star Wars. Give us a little tease. We know what's coming. We know Book of Boba Fett's coming. Give us, something, maybe even that trailer they dropped randomly 2 weeks ago from Book of Boba should have been today. Well, it been in
No,
the
yeah.
been in that. If that was the opening piece of the Star Wars related thing, and then give us like 15 seconds of the other shows that we know they have footage of. We know they got footage of Andor. They've shot that series out. We know that Obi-Wan is also shot out. And we know that they've got Bad Batch Season 2 well under production. Just show us like 10 seconds of footage, I felt, and it would have been a little bit more, I would have walked away feeling a bit more
Enticing, a little
enthusiastic.
bit,
Enticing.
yeah. Get that
Yeah.
little sneak that you need,
No,
or
completely.
a little
Yeah.
preview.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not ready yet. They've got when is Star Wars Day or the Star Wars Con.
We don't have a date for Star Wars Celebration just yet. They're still working on that. But going through. Sorry, I'm looking at chat at the same time here. We'll look through and we're kind of going. We just haven't seen anything. There's all these elements. Disney Day set up a specific thing that we want. That we're expecting to have things show and stuff like that. It seems that way. And Lucasfilm tend to be doing some weird marketing stuff in there. What was this? Dylan puts in the biggest tease was the flurry of logos. Yeah, there was a whole pile of logos.
Yes.
At
But
the end.
yeah, they
100%.
get that. Yeah, exactly. We've got those logos. They actually show the Bad Batch Season 2. They show the Andor and they show the Kenobi logos. But it's literally like, and again, a lot of other guys have said this already during the week, and I'm just rephrasing what they say. A lot of that information that was in there felt like it should have been dropped, and it was there to be dropped. And for some reason, it felt like it got pulled at the last minute on the Star Wars. It just didn't feel right not to include a massive Star Wars block. They did give us the Obi-Wan Kenobi sizzle reel, which was kind of fun, but there was also the pre-recorded piece that they dropped to the investors meeting last year. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
Hmm.
interesting.
Well, I can see that just not
expected
being maybe there's too many secrets. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think it's interesting that we didn't get any casting news or anything on the the development side. We have all these shows in
Right.
development, like
Yeah.
Acolyte and
Yes.
Ahsoka, and none of them even got any casting news. That was the one thing
Yeah.
I thought. Well, maybe
Yeah.
we can get some of that, if not any footage, because
No,
it's still pretty early.
nothing. I mean, even it was a very different day than the investors meeting that they set up last year. They definitely. I don't know if they know exactly what they're looking for as how they want to present it. We go back to the DC fandom. I believe we all watched that. And I think the DC fandom had a very good foothold on
Yes.
the way they set up things, the way they, what they wanted to show.
Oh yeah, that was massive dumps too.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
huge dumps, but at the same time, it's like, Disney Plus did do a few good things. The Willow little sniper piece
was
that they
fun.
put in there, that was fun. It showed you nothing on the Willow series. They obviously haven't really got much into pre-production, into production itself. But it was fun to see Warwick Davis do a little, comedy routine with fellow cast members in the series. It gives you that vibe of this is going to be an exciting show to sit and watch, and it's interesting.
Do you think that they may have
Yeah.
hold back from some Star Wars information because they want to get through Book of Boba Fett first and get that information out? Because some of that stuff may lead. I can see that being a big bridge
Right.
point, so they want that to play through before they reveal. Because if they show too much, it may spoil a lot of what Book of Boba Fett may reveal.
Right.
Book of
Yeah,
Boba Fett
well,
may
they
be
could be
all of
playing
the
it-
reveals all in that show.
Playing it
And
close
then
to
at the
the
beginning of the
chest.
year, they may
Yeah.
reveal a bunch of stuff.
Right.
It seems like if they're waiting for any reason, that would be the reason to me.
It would be the reason, but what was the reason for dropping the Book of Boba Fett trailer 2 weeks ago randomly with nothing connected to it? Why drop it when they've got the perfectly good day as a Disney Plus day when they know they've got a viewership watching everything?
Disney's playing you. They got their Disney plan. I know they're working out the astrology numbers and time and day, whatever.
Yeah, Dylan also puts down here. I don't understand
why
the Marvel trailers were behind the payroll of Disney Plus, yet onto the public.
Not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube. Yeah. So
Yeah,
again,
that's a great point.
Yeah, it's really a it's really a weird thing. Again, it's like this weird cross between what is Lucasfilm marketing doing and what is Disney Plus marketing, either asking or responding. It's not like they haven't had time to put stuff together on the Lucasfilm side, but it's also, if Lucasfilm have other plans, it would be nice to see a single tweet out there from Lucasfilm saying, "Hey, we're not prepared to show you this stuff on the Disney Plus day. We have other plans in the near future. We would ask you to hold on and wait. At least then there won't be people walking away with a certain disappointment." Was I disappointed they didn't show a lot more Star Wars stuff? Yes. At the same time, there is a lot more people that are getting mad about it, and it's not worth getting mad about. It's just a matter of a bit of.
I mean, they may not even have it ready yet. They may not have it done. It may be like complete.
Right.
So, why would they want to show it if it's not complete?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's. We know that none of the shows are complete, but they would have enough footage to put together a sizzle reel, or even a few actors, like they did with the Willow piece. A few of the cast members behind the scenes. They don't have to be in costume. They don't have to be on the set. You could have just this little tease of a couple of interviews with some of the actors, just to make it feel like, oh my God, I'm excited for this. And you're teasing me more, and you're still not showing me anything. But you're not completely not showing anything that hasn't been either known or seen before. And it's it was a weird thing that Lucasfilm did, in my opinion. I'm hoping that their marketing department will correct that that process in the future, the way they do things, because it would help. That's for sure. And what do we got here? I'm missing a few pieces in the chat there. Let's see. Let's see. What have we got there? So, guys, what else did you take away from the Disney Plus day? Go for it.
I was happy with the concept art from Obi-Wan. That got me excited about it.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about it. Since we're kind of on the Star Wars bandwagon first, let's go through and have a look at some of this art imagery from Kenobi here. Oop, and I will find it. It is in there. There is so many images I've got right now. So we've got these really cool little video pieces, little snippets of the actual artwork. And this was
Does he
one
have a
from
Does he have a
Kenobi.
Tusken Raider staff back
He
there?
does. He's got a
Look at that.
gaffy stick. Yeah, he's got a gaffy stick back there,
stick
which is interesting. It's like,
for some
okay,
gaffing.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Just like gaffing
gaffing.
things up.
We
gaff
have
it up, yeah.
this image here. Very different architecture style for Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's a very
Yeah, a lot more-
art deco.
yeah, very
Yeah, a lot more
um,
curved buildings, and
Mhm.
then not really. I guess that fits in Star Wars, but it's the shape of the curve. It's like curved and
Could this be
flat.
the
Yeah,
same?
yeah,
Could
yeah.
this be the same city that we see in the crater in Book of Boba Fett?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah. It
it's
looks
a-
like he's
it's a-
going off world on
possibly.
here, huh?
Yeah, this feels different. This feels
Based on like the
off-world.
stuff they show, it
Yeah,
looks like
Tatooine
not
is such
Tatooine.
that other world feels very Tatooine-y. This feels like a very different
Tatooine-y.
planet. Yeah, Tatooine. This image is really
That looks
cool.
sick.
It's a sick
Hmm.
ship, but the cool thing is that there is a two troopers with a
Yeah, what is that?
I believe it's an Inquisitor. It looks very much like the second
Oh.
sister, one of the
It's
Inquisitors.
like they're holding a lightsaber, huh?
Just
With
the
like a
shape of
hilt.
just the shape of the helmet and everything like that. So we already know the Inquisitors are going to be introduced live action into this, but the Inquisitors are basically who once were Jedi, or parts of the Jedi Order, or once Force users that the Sith decided to keep around and train them just enough to be Force using problematic against against any remaining Jedi out there. So we don't we don't know too much more outside of what they've shown us in Rebels, which is very cool. Actually, they show them in Clone Wars as well. Oh, no, they only show them in Rebels. My bad. But I am looking forward to
I like
seeing
those ships.
what they do. Yeah, this ship design is very cool too.
It's cool.
This is a really cool image here.
That is cool.
It is very cool. I don't know exactly where this is, but I was watching another stream the other day and on Convert Core, and the comment came up specifically. It looks like it's all underwater. It looks like
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say too.
yeah,
like a
I
colony
mean,
of fish
yeah.
right
it
there.
looked like
exactly.
aqua
Yeah.
walls or whatever, like
So
Is that
this is
their
definitely
occupation of like Naboo or something?
yeah. So this is some sort of
Yeah,
an
it could be
imperial
Naboo.
imperial city
Gungan
and all
occupation.
that. Yeah. There's
And
that.
there's
Which,
other underwater worlds.
It could be imperial. It could be Imperial City too. It's like it'd be interesting to see what and where this is. But it's a very cool image. I love this one actually a
The
lot.
vastness of it.
This is just so cool because it's like seeing some speeders, based off the snow speeders.
Yeah, it looks like they're like in a
design.
cavern. or
Cavern.
something, like a
Yeah,
cave,
exactly. Yeah,
kind of fashioned
which is
into
cool. I'm very
a docking
excited.
bay. It's cool.
Again, we don't know if any of these images are just like images that are going to be in the series, or this is concept art that is completely cut from the series.
right.
So this one here shows a planet.
That's cool.
And a very, very neon kind of planet. Now, here's
Is
the
that
thing.
Coruscant?
No, I don't think it is, and I'll tell you why, and I'll show you how. So a couple of nights ago, they ended up by putting Disney Plus put on a mystery night of different Star Wars movies, and I think it concludes tonight. And you can pay $5 to go to the movie theater. You get a mystery movie. You don't know what it is until you get there. Although everyone had predicted that the first one was Rogue One because of its length of time, and it was Rogue One. Why did I go? Because I wanted to get the poster that they actually were giving away for free.
Nice.
And that poster is wait a minute. Wait. I'm gonna find the image of the poster.
You imagine you go to one of those nights and then the movie they decide
That's
to
the
show
poster.
is Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. But this is the poster they
That's
gave away.
sick.
It's a very cool poster. I'm gonna mount that and get that put on my wall for sure.
Look at the way they show the slave one. Looks like that's not a very common angle they usually present it
So
as.
that was a cool thing. It was actually cool to
cool.
rewatch Rogue One. Now, what happened when I was watching Rogue One? In the very first moments of that movie, and this is why I relate to this image here, was that the first scenes, about 2 or 3 scenes later, they end up on a asteroid belt planet called the Ring of Kafini, I think it's called. And the Ring of Kafini shows you this scene. Now, if you look on this image here, to the left, there is 4 white hooded, well, monks or something like that. Now, if you look at the image from Rogue One, see the 4 white... Oh, yeah, exactly.
Wait,
so
because they just cut that out for the concept art.
they might have. They might
exact
have,
thing that's on that.
Correct.
That's ET. That's ET going out as a ghost for Halloween.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
4 of them.
They took it straight from that screenshot.
No, they
did.
For the concept art.
Not quite. I mean, you know.
No, they did.
Well, okay.
They totally did.
Well, these guys are moving through, but anyway, the fact is,
took that exact thing and then just photoshopped it right there.
If they are referring to a certain planet and a certain group of people that might exist on that planet, then there's a possibility that this planet, the Ring of Kafini outpost, could be in the Book of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's a possibility. I'm just throwing it out. I'm throwing it out there.
There's another one on the far right. They pasted it right there too. You see that?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
It's the same one. It's right at the.
It was interesting. See, here's the thing. Rogue One, it was weird. This is the first time I rewatched this film, and I've rewatched it on, DVD. I've watched it at the theaters a few times. It was the first time I got more emotionally attached to the film watching it at this screening. I don't know why. I really got, I actually connected it a little bit better, and I don't know why it's taken so long, but it was that. Anyway, and the last image I'm going to show on this was this one here, which is a really second last image. My bad. Is just Vader sitting. What looks like it's in his
castle.
His castle. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know who he's talking to there on the hologram. I mean, it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi, which would make it
like the
very
same
interesting.
Figure from the vehicle picture with the Inquisitor, huh?
Could be. It might be, except for the fact this hologram is all white is a very interesting way of showing a hologram, because we've never seen that. Yeah, but that makes no sense either, because it doesn't belong in the Star Wars universe. So it's like a very different form of communication there. Yeah. So the fact it's all white and halo-like is like, could this be Vader communicating with Obi-Wan Kenobi? I mean, is it Palpatine, which would be very bizarre? Who knows?
I don't know. At this point in his life, Vader's kind of after one thing, and it's still bringing Padme back.
Yeah.
So it could be something related to a Force ghost. As crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But Vader knows nothing about the Force ghosts at this point, because it was only Yoda who... Remember, Yoda was the one who kind of was communed with Qui-Gon back in the... Revenge of the Sith, and that was the first time that Yoda was even made aware of Force projection ghost and that sort of stuff. And he didn't even know about it. So anyway, the last image we have is this wonderful little piece of art, which is another fight over another lava planet.
Another
their
standard fight.
Their standard fight situation, is the same thing going to happen to Vader twice? Is he going to get burned alive again?
Not my other half.
Not the other half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be kind of
no.
Well, you got Hayden Christensen coming back.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm excited. So really, with between the sizzle trailer and these 8 images, I mean, I can't say we didn't get anything from the Disney Day Plus on Star Wars, but it definitely felt like they could have given us just a little bit more, especially for a look at this following year. We have one other hope out there, one other ray of hope, and that will be the D23, which is next Sunday, I believe. So,
okay. I could see that. I could see some. But that's next Sunday. Then
that's next Sunday. So pending on the schedule of that day, pending on that schedule of that day, we may or may not go live. I don't know the schedule of D23, but I think I'd love to do some reaction videos to anything they drop there. So if you guys are definitely interested during the morning, or afternoon, whenever they decide to air this, we'll do that. I don't think we'll go live on it because I really do want to break down the reviews. But at the same time, I kind of will, we'll definitely do a reaction video all day long that day. So that's what I, at least till they finish, and hopefully they'll show us way more on the Star Wars universe that day than they decided to on the Disney Plus day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So okay. The other stuff they did drop on the Disney Plus day. We mentioned the Willow trailer, which was very exciting for me, at least, because I love the film Willow. And the little snippet that they showed was just Warwick Davis being Warwick Davis. I mean, how cool is he?
He's great.
He's great. He's so awesome. Enjoys his stuff. You guys looking forward to Willow?
He's had some good work throughout the years too.
He's kept busy. Yeah.
Man,
like the whole every Harry Potter film.
Yeah.
And don't forget, he's even the Leprechaun.
In Leprechaun. Yes.
He's got a very eclectic career. He's kind of had his foot in basically so many different,
any type of sci-fi.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Besides Marvel, I guess, but he's done a little bit of everything here and there.
Yeah. No, he's been going since the age of 9, since he was Wicket the Ewok, and he even returned for Wicket the Ewok at the end of
one clip.
Yeah, one little clip. Hey, come on! It was still cool to see Wicket back in frame again. He had a little son at that point. It was
as shoehorned as it was. Yes,
yeah.
It was nice.
Just squeeze him in there.
Hey, Magnifier, how's it going?
What about the Rancor Keeper?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Willow. We don't know. Well, we might find out. We might find out in Book of Boba where there's another Rancor in there. But
last time we saw him, he was crying.
Yeah,
Willow
what
is
happened?
Iconic. I want to know what else his wrap up of his life.
Yeah,
squeeze everybody in at the end of the movie.
That's
like
exactly.
the end of American Graffiti. Like there's a little title card for everybody. Like
yeah. So shall we go into the Marvel side of what they did show on actually, before we even do that, there was one last thing that we didn't talk about on Star Wars in the Disney Plus day, and that was the Boba Fett behind the helmet.
Right.
Yeah, which we we did a little kind of review for it, and we dropped that earlier. It was cool.
We have never seen before, behind the scenes stuff that we've never.
Yeah,
seen.
the new Beatus was perfect.
Yeah.
That was cool. I love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, the Return of the Jedi stuff, also just the sail barge stuff that we saw some other footage from on other angles from Boba Fett and stuff. Was great.
Not forget the only video footage of George's recognition of the Christmas special.
Oh, you meant this image?
The holiday special.
When they talk about the holiday special, it's the first
time
the words. He's trying so hard not to say holiday special.
No, he's tried so hard.
I know, but
erase it from history.
He has to recognize the fact that was where he first introduced Boba Fett to.
Only because it has that cartoon could we totally erase it. Like
that exact.
That one little clip in that is why we keep that thing around.
That exact moment. I love this image. This is going to be the clip of the year. I want to use this in everything.
And that's a good like a quote there
subtitle.
Too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. No, totally. We could definitely. Yeah, we could use. that in the future,
some Star Wars history is made in this.
Right. No, completely.
We got to see the first. I wonder where they had that footage. Why? I feel like there's probably tons of footage out there still we haven't seen.
I know, but it's still funny to see that image. Like that's the reaction right as he says.
You imagine the big deal it was to get that in the interview.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
we're
completely.
Just like, all right, George. We're gonna have to talk about the holiday.
The holiday special, exactly. Yeah.
He gets up and leaves. They have to go up, get up, and get him. Like, no, calm down.
Oh yeah,
it's all right. No, so this is gonna be okay. I mean, it's not in your hands anymore.
Yeah. No, it was such a moment. It was like, but on top of it, they also paid a wonderful tribute to Jeremy Bulloch, who passed away this past year, which was actually really touching. Nice. It kind of hit me. It's like it's such an iconic character, and it really does more or less start with him, as his positioning, and they say it even then. The way he had his stance
they do.
movement,
They
the way
do.
the slightest head movement and tilt and turn, just those little tiny things defined Boba Fett so much in Star Wars as to the demeanor of how he is reacting without such little dialogue.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it says so much, so telling.
He pretty
It's
much
just such a great thing.
established his like stance.
I completely the same way that Dave the same way that Dave Prowse officially created the stance for Lord Vader.
Right.
The pacing, the movement, the forceful steps that he takes. There's such great stuff. But yes, Boba Fett is definitely, if you haven't had the chance to check it out, check out the Boba Fett Behind the Mask, Behind the Helmet documentary. It's only about 21 minutes long.
Under the hood.
Under the Hood, that's the one, yeah. But it was very cool. It was definitely worth
Boba
a check.
Fett Under the Hood, Death in the Family.
And with that, now we can officially jump into the Marvel stuff that you dropped on the on that. Let's just go straight into it. That trailer, the one that I still haven't been able to edit down yet because YouTube keeps blocking certain things on there. I pulled down still images instead because I do want to talk about this. They first start off by showing us
Marvel stuff.
what they've done what they've dropped on TV in the last year.
Right.
And they dropped some great stuff in this last year. So it was nice that they spent the first half of this new, like it was a 15-minute piece. They spent the first half just giving us images and footage, where they started from.
So
from
Marvel fans were happy walking away from this one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But they showed us WandaVision. They went through and they continued into
Black Loki.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and followed through with Winter Soldier, Loki, and then of course What If, and then they did this nice little transition. Where they started showing us an entire sequence, a scene from Hawkeye, which again, I'm just going to pop up some images. Just
oh yeah,
just
the Children
moments.
of Men uncut
it's got that
car
feel.
scene.
That car sequence
yeah.
is really cool.
Let's talk about
the shot that they go through this.
Yeah. Now that one car sequence alone, I mean, way back in the day on the making of a film called Cujo, which is a Stephen King film, there was a behind the scenes on the DVD that I've got, which is incredible. They showed that they cut a hole in the top of the car, they dropped a periscope into it, and they had the camera crew on top shooting and spinning the periscope. And the video saw this image inside the car spinning around. And it looks exactly like this. Now, I don't know if it's technology. I don't know if it's what it is. I can imagine it'd be very hard to actually show that entire sequence in the vehicle itself without it not being green screened on the outside. This doesn't feel like that this was, a camera crew taking all these stunt shots on top of a car while it was doing all these moves in the street. But it's beautifully done.
Have you seen Children of Men?
I have seen it a long time ago, but I can't remember.
There's a whole behind the scenes, and like they have everything happening outside of the car.
Right.
Like everything was pretty much practical.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a rig that was set up inside the car, and so the car was like filled with people, so they had to keep ducking underneath
right
the camera every time it spun around.
All right. Okay.
But what was happening inside the car also happening outside was like fully choreographed for that whole scene.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like it's worth looking at as a more modern take on what you are comparing to Cujo.
Yeah. Yes.
Because,
like, they're advancing that technology all the time through.
And there's also a scene in, I don't know if you guys seen a Raid.
Yeah.
But there's the second one where they literally pass a camera from one car to another.
That was crazy. Yeah.
In a single take.
Yeah.
It's
there was a
incredible
scene in that. That's like another like uncut like car chase that goes on that like the top ones, including like
Yeah,
the
no,
children
it is
and
incredible with
scene.
enough
It's
planning
so
and enough,
crazy.
enough planning, and they can do some incredible things. But this car is constantly moving. It's constantly going forward, back, reverse, as this
Mhm.
camera shot is still spinning around. I'm like, how the hell are they getting this? And I'm not talking about for a feature film budget. This is still a TV budget. This is
Yeah.
pretty impressive. I mean, it's you've got to give the camera
Well, like
crew
that,
and the
yeah,
stunt
they
crew
give
and
they give a
everything
lot
credit.
of TV. There's some high budget TV these days, so
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. But still, it's still
it's pretty cool.
incredibly cool. Yeah. So going back to it, we see them pulling out, and they got this choice between the cool car and the crappy car, and it was cool to see that Hawkeye decided to take the crappy car instead.
Well, it's funny. This whole shot, that whole that one frame has so
Right.
many references to the
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Fraction comic. There's
Yeah.
the
Oh
whole
yeah, please
Trust
tell.
a
The-
Bro, which is it's
Yeah.
a reference to the Tracksuit Mafia, who are constantly saying "bro."
They say
There's
bro,
the
Oh,
bro,
okay.
which
Hey,
is in the
bro.
comic.
bro.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
Well, that's good to
That's
know.
all they say. And it's just
Yeah.
it's really cool that they're showing the inspiration behind it.
Okay,
The,
that's cool. But
the
you
fact that
yeah.
Hawkeye won't smash that nice ass car is pretty
Yeah,
consistent.
I
with
know.
his
Yeah,
character.
yeah.
I like that. That's
Completely.
cool that he still respects. He's like, I'm not smashing.
Oh yeah, no, totally. This
no, no way.
This little moment while they're in the car with the whole arrows things had me cracking up. I love the fact that you've got all these trick arrows, and you've got somebody who doesn't know about the trick arrows and how dangerous these things could be. And we've never seen that before. Green Arrow always has these arrows he pulls out, and he knows exactly where every single arrow is for a specific occasion. And Hawkeye's the same way. Hawkeye's got this very, I know that this is
It's
this
a very
arrow.
intricate,
Very intricate. It's a split
it's
second
like a
time.
series of buttons on his
Yeah. So to actually
on
have
his
those
bow
just
that-
sitting there, yeah.
He
No,
just grabbed them. He grabbed them and they're running.
Yeah. It's just like, not this arrow. This is too dangerous. Whatever. It was just a great little clip moment. I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole
is the
scene plays out.
charm that made us
Yeah.
fall in love with Marvel in the first place. Is
Oh, completely.
how
Yeah.
grounded and like character driven their movies were.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
I love that they're going cosmic with the universe, but we still have these like very grounded series happening. With your
totally.
Lokis and your
Right.
WandaVisions, you still have your Winter
Yeah.
Soldiers.
Yeah,
and
we're
your
gonna get
Sam-
it.
your
We're gonna get
Sam
into that soon
Wilsons
enough.
among these weird,
Yep.
these crazy like cosmic beings,
Right. Yeah.
And
Anyway,
like Hawkeye especially is the
Yeah.
antithesis, or he's like pretty much represents the normal person among
Yes,
the
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
I'm so excited
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. The most human, at least. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, we see the Trusted Bro car once again, as Max mentioned there, that it's related to the bad guys and stuff. A few other cool little signature shots and stuff like that.
Rockefeller.
Yeah, they're right in New
Company.
York. It's still, it's definitely Christmas. It's going to be cool to be, this whole holiday time period.
Oh, and the Hawkeye's signature
bridge.
move.
Yeah.
All right, look at her.
Yeah.
Her face is totally on a stunt double's body, right?
Oh, really?
It's like a dude.
Fair enough.
Look at those shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty. Yeah.
They totally pasted
Fair
her
enough.
face on there.
Fair enough.
Man, they do that a lot in these movies. If you guys know,
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, for
Shang-Chi,
sure.
a lot of face pasting.
There's
It's
so many.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
that
watching it
started back in
again, yeah.
Jurassic. That started way back.
Yeah,
in Jurassic
exactly. I
Park,
was
right?
gonna say that.
Yeah,
With like
yeah.
Ellie, what's her name?
I forgot the actress's name.
Little
but,
Tim's sister.
Sister,
when,
yeah,
like
yeah.
she falls through the vent, and then like
And
she like, looks up, and I was
the
like,
actor,
"Oh,
the
she's
stunt
her
double,
face
the stunt
looked
double
up,
looked up. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they
Yeah.
put her face on there.
Yeah. And it was,
that
I
was
think-
pretty good. I didn't know that
Oh,
for
yeah.
years.
Oh, none of
And it-
no, that was
yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
You know where they really it's funny because it's so relevant.
Yeah.
Is where they really used a lot of that face replacement technology where they
Yes, yeah.
use like 3D faces
Mhm.
was what the Bourne movie with Jeremy Renner.
Right. I
Like,
haven't
there's a
seen it,
lot
but yeah.
of like they did a lot of face scanning and
Okay.
putting that over a lot of stunt
Right.
doubles. Like
Okay.
I remember working with a guy who just finished working on that.
Right.
And he was
right.
like, "Oh yeah, we're doing we had to do a bunch of like face scanning with the actors
Oh well,
for all the stunt scenes.
oh, that's cool.
Like Rachel Weisz and Jeremy Renner.
Right,
And it's
right.
funny that Jeremy Renner's right there, and we see
Yeah.
an obvious
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. That is
If
funny.
it isn't, she looks weird there.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a different. That's her.
Well, again, I took these snapshots directly from the
What's that?
trailer, so this probably
Oh.
cut from a. Yeah,
And
this
look,
is still.
it's like his
stu- yeah.
Hawkeye's signature move.
Yeah.
That he
Yeah.
did that one time. That's always gonna be his signature move now.
And they do this
You
whole
gotta
stomp
hold
thing.
on.
They
She's like,
come
I
through
gotta
on top
also
of the
hold
train.
on to it and swing down.
Yeah.
And now he's got like someone else on it. Nice to see
Yeah.
a rendition of that
Yeah.
same.
I mean,
signature
again,
move.
the stunts are tremendously incredible in this series, in any of the Marvel series and movies that we've seen to date. So
Yeah, we
it's
could
fun that
think
they're
like
just keeping up
ever
those
since
stunts.
Winter Soldier, they've really upped their
yeah.
Oh,
choreography.
definitely.
Yeah, completely. Yeah,
Like they learned from that. That's why it did so well.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
still one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Is that
And Daredevil, the first Daredevil series, they did a
Oh,
lot of good
yeah.
choreography.
Yeah.
On that.
right. Yeah,
yeah, but that's after Winter Soldier.
Was that after Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all right. I
Yeah,
like the
all
Bourne
movies.
movies.
Yeah. They were cool. I mean, they were passable.
It started
for me.
a whole
I haven't revisited
genre.
them.
It started a whole genre of filmmaking. Now going back, it's kind of hard because they're just. It's such a cliche now of the jerky camera movements, which
Yeah.
the Taken movies kind of just took that and ran with it and kind of overdid it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a crutch for using people who don't really know how to fight.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it still made it look so like I still remember enjoying all that, you know. I mean, it was new for its time, but
Yeah,
it's
it
just
was
become a
fresh back
cliche
then.
since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from here we jump into probably the only shot we see of She-Hulk in the green, which is like a pan up shot. We don't see the
Nice
face
screenshot,
yet.
Brent.
Well,
Booty
it was
shot.
the only shot that they, it was either the ankle
Booty.
studies
There was a few more
yeah.
seconds too.
So, but then they cut, so it's the only shot we see. So it's like I'm going to assume. Actually, it's hard
Is
to
that
tell.
Mike
whether-
Wazowski? Here's kidding.
Here's a question: it's like this is obviously they don't need to use makeup on the actress and the actors anymore. They can simply just CG the color into there.
Mocap.
Mocap the color and everything. So this is like we've got back again as Bruce Banner and as Smart Hulk, I should say, having a little scene with.
I'm so stoked on this.
I'm very
I like
stoked on this.
She-Hulk.
Yeah. What's her name again? Her character's name?
Jennifer Walters.
Jennifer Walters, is it? Okay. I don't know enough about She-Hulk at all, so
She's a
I'm
fun
looking
character.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah. She had like blood transfusion. Right?
Yep.
She gets shot by like witnesses that she's a lawyer.
We
shot
we
by
are
witnesses,
looking
did a
at the
blood
trailer of
transfusion.
She-Hulk.
And then
currently
he
from
gets his powers.
Disney Day
But
Plus.
she's always kind of been Smart Hulk, right?
Yeah,
She's
a lot
always
more,
like herself, but just like super strong.
Right.
Yeah. She doesn't have that same complex that Hulk has, where he turns into like a
It was
version, like a different version of himself. She's a lot more with it.
Yeah, from
Which
it being a
makes-
blood transfusion, kind of watered down the
Yeah. She didn't get all of like the
effect.
gamma stuff.
Yeah. So this is a blood transfusion or something like that, or
Yeah, in the comics it was. Yeah.
Okay.
He lost
right.
a lot of blood, but the only
Okay.
donor was
All right.
Bruce Banner.
Okay.
Because he was her
like-
cousin. That was
yeah.
the logic.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it'll be fun to see. They literally only showed us about maybe 10 to 15 seconds of this entire sequence. Again, which was fine. I'm
They
glad
had
they
that
didn't show it.
70s like
Yeah.
clip of them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So-
Original show.
Okay, so 1 second. I gotta find that. I don't know if I posted
You don't
it
like
on
me when
here or
I'm
not.
angry.
You wouldn't like me.
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
Which
Finally
they've
got
never
it.
used. The Hulk has never said that in
They've
the
never
MCU,
said
has
that.
he? Not
Huh?
even
They-
Edward Norton's Hulk.
They
Has he
said,
said
yeah,
it?
they said it. Lou
the Hulk-
Ferrigno said that when he gave him the pizza.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't, you wouldn't
They
like me
dropped
when
the
I'm angry.
line, but he's never said it.
Right. So checking this out. Okay, so this is a scene from the Incredible Hulk from the series way back in the early 80s, and the scene what we're talking about just there.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
On the right.
Yeah.
On the right.
Yeah.
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 He's wearing
The same outfits.
outfit,
The same
same
outfits.
pose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
But
hilarious.
blocking.
Yeah. But if you also notice something else when it came to this particular scene from the
What is
trailer,
happening in here? What are they? What is going on?
well,
this?
here's the thing. On the scene on the left, it actually was on TV format. It was 3/4 screen format in the trailer. It wasn't the thing. So it looked like it felt like a
So
weird
it's like a
kind
TV
of
screen, like
Yeah.
because of the resolution.
it felt like
it's
an ad. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Ghostbusters commercial.
And when she said it was so cheesily said, it was like, what? How could they say it so
But
cheesy?
like, why?
But it makes
what is this? What's the context for them doing a retro thing?
I think it's
I don't know.
If she's a lawyer, maybe it's a lawyer commercial, like a TV lawyer commercial.
Yeah. There you go.
I know, but why
yeah.
the
That
style of it being like
because it's one of those one of those cheesy ads that you would
maybe
see like for a lawyer, and it'd be like,
I understand.
Don't
It's
make
just
me
a
angry.
funny
Like me
choice.
when I'm angry, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a funny choice. I don't remember the last time I saw a lawyer commercial that was that chose to look like it was from the 80s.
Well, again, it feels like it's an infomercial thing for sure. But either way, it's kind of fun. I thought it was a kind of fun little in piece there. So, after we saw the Hulk piece, we went and jumped into well, actually, question. The first one that came up was Moon Knight, but I'm going to do that last. We're going to jump into Miss Marvel here, which I don't know. I don't know enough about the character, but I'm feeling like this is definitely aimed at a teenage audience more than your standard Marvel.
It's crazy the presence of Captain Marvel in pop culture. Like, what is that? Is that like a theme? Or,
it's weird.
What's going on there?
Yeah, in the comics, a big aspect of her personality is idolizing Captain Marvel's, like Carol Danvers specifically.
Right.
And it makes a lot more sense in the comics because she's been around Earth so much.
Yeah.
But in the MCU,
she hasn't.
She just barely showed up.
Yeah.
It feels a little weird and out of place here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Is this that kid getting Captain Marvel's powers? It looks like the same visuals.
She gets it the same way, right? She's like irradiated with something,
and
then she becomes like
has these
like
got similar powers.
Well, she really doesn't have similar powers to her. She can like stretch. And I'm pretty sure in the comics she might be an Inhuman.
Right.
But I think in this show they're completely changing all of that, including her power set.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to. They're trying to forget the Inhumans.
Yeah, they're trying to forget Inhumans and try to separate her from Reed Richards.
I haven't really read much about the casting controversies. I'm kind of curious to know what was going on there.
The what?
I haven't read anything about that either, actually.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh, look, we have a wrench in the chat. How's it going?
Hey, who threw this wrench here?
He's late.
I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so so with that, we've got what else in Captain Marvel here? Yeah, here she's obviously wearing the whatever cheesy, simple.
Yeah, it's a cardboard
costume.
suit.
Yeah. So we haven't really got her official costume yet in this, at least what was being shown here. Mind you, they haven't really shown any of the lead characters, in full display yet either. You notice that they didn't show She-Hulk, her face or anything. They didn't show Moon Knight's whole front-on position. Yeah. But it's kind of a cool, it's kind of cool because again, they only showed this for like 15 seconds. And we don't get to see a lot, but it's just enough of a tease to let us know what this next year is going to be like for Marvel. And I really, 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 truly wish Star Wars or Lucasfilm could have done that exact same thing. It just that's funny. I really wish that Star Wars could have done that. So this was the first of the snippets that they showed us, which was all on Moon Knight. I wanted to leave this to last because I feel like this is the most exciting, compelling of all the shows that are coming out. Am I wrong about that?
So stoked.
I love Moon Knight. Moon Knight's great.
And this is the first that we're seeing of it, so that's
Yes, first official stuff. Yeah.
Other than that leaked.
That's not a leak. It was fake. It was fake.
Oh, it's fake.
That's
yeah.
okay.
It turned out that was fake. Cool. Yeah. It was.
I think that was kind of weird to see.
Yeah,
that much.
and apparently the person from I don't know the full story, but apparently that person was getting sued by Marvel because they used the actual trademark of Marvel on there, and because of that, they could actually had grounds to sue him. So that person is in great trouble.
Leave him alone, man.
Cosplay.
Yeah. But either way,
innocent. Leave him alone.
Some people make silly mistakes.
No need to ruin their life.
Being the case,
like a convincing Photoshop job.
Yeah,
he'd be rewarded actually.
Yeah, being the case, here's our first look at Oscar Isaacs, and he's got a very weird British voice accent to his character. It seems.
Yeah, I have no idea why he's British. I have.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the character.
Moon Knight has multiple personalities, so maybe they're using one of his Mr. Knight or other personalities as being British.
And they didn't show that as they're showing his face, but they're not showing the costume, and they're not showing his personality. So that could be interesting.
Kind of cool. I'm down to wait.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like they gave us She-Hulk's butt, so I think we're fine on seeing like Moon Knight.
Absolutely.
We saw one moon already.
we got two moons.
Moon.
Wait. I get rid of that.
But yeah, I'm so stoked. I'm just learning about Oscar Isaac's like voice talents. Realizing he voiced Gomez in the Addams Family cartoon.
Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
He did a good job of that. It was a charming film. It was a charming film too. Yeah. So we get these moments, and they don't show us very much.
Go back that last picture. I see. I see Apocalypse.
Whoa, what's that?
He sees himself playing Apocalypse.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's watching X-Men Apocalypse there.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, fair enough.
He's saying to himself, "How could they not use Psylocke more?"
Yeah, for real. What a waste.
Yeah. We don't see
great
much
casting for Psylocke, by the way.
Oh,
that's
definitely.
One of
she
the
would have
best
killed, and she did all the
casting moments in like X-Men history is Olivia Munn as Psylocke.
Yeah, definitely.
Ethnically accurate. It's perfect.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. So yeah, we don't see much in this image. It's just like his his cape. He's standing up, and that's about all we see. I think the cool image we see is this, where he's jumping from one building to another. Very, very Batman-esque style of looking vibe to it.
But, like Dark Knight.
Across the moon.
Yeah. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it is such a cool. It was a cool little sequence just seeing him leap from one side of the building to the other. So
just like the Tick.
Just like the Tick.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So that was the stuff they dropped from that point, and then from there they ended up by showing us every single thing coming out, starting with, oh my god, I'm so excited to see this.
Yeah,
I want to see some flashbacks.
It may be 2 years away or so from now, but I can't wait to see more on this character. And it's not because of the character; it's just the way that the actress Catherine, the way Catherine Hahn, the way she played this character was so charming and so brilliantly done,
and so Catherine Hahn at the same time. Like,
exactly. She was great.
Like
she was so good.
It wouldn't have been the same without her,
Yeah. So I'm very excited to see that. We jumped through, of course, all the other everything that they are dropping in the future.
It looks like Nip Tuck, doesn't it?
Totally.
It's a weird. You know what we were talking about.
It looks like a medical show.
I don't.
It doesn't look like a law show. Law stuff. Law fonts usually have a serif.
Or what's the other moonlighting or something like? Had that old.
I'm just
with the city behind it and everything.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this logo. I'm sorry, Marvel. That's the one thing I have to pick on. I'm not a fan of the logo, but
if you had a side by side with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the animated.
Animated stuff. We're jumping everything basically.
So why they show it? So is it going to look like regular Groot? Is that the Groot we're going to have in this show?
This feels
that's like cinematic Groot.
That's cinematic Groot.
Animated.
It's hard to tell. It might be a CGI animated series. I'm not too sure.
The people in it are going to be CG also, because that's the real world Groot right there. If that's the Groot that
But
they're
it
going to
might
have in
be-
the show, it doesn't make sense that the whole thing's going to be animated.
It depends on the style of animation. If they do it like the Clone Wars season.
No, I know, but
7
look at him.
Yeah.
He's the same. They would have. You'd think he'd be a little more stylized.
It could be. It could be. It could.
But
be.
look
Who
at him.
knows?
He
We'll see.
looks exactly like the movie.
Maybe they're not prepared to.
Does
maybe they're
anyone
not
else
prepared to show
know
us
what I'm
too.
talking about?
No, we get it.
I know exactly what you're saying. It could just be an ad, or you know,
there. It's just like a quick.
it would be weird if
there's
he
that
looked
one
just like
clip.
that and everything else animated.
There was
Yeah,
a
right.
one screenshot of him like flexing like leafy muscles. You see that
Right.
one? He has like a mustache.
Yeah,
and
there's
stuff.
another one too. Yeah, no, it's hard to tell exactly. We'll find out soon enough when they drop a
I
trailer.
mean, it's early
We've
on,
got-
so maybe they
right.
don't even have like
yeah,
it's the only
we've
group
got-
they got.
we've-
So
That's
Yep.
the only picture they have.
yeah,
yeah,
we've
right?
got our official What If season 2. We've got another Spider-Man animated series, freshman year.
I've seen a
We've
lot
got-
of people say that they think it's a prequel. I think
really?
it could be talking about him at his time at Empire State University in college.
Are we
But
talking
I
about the
could be
Tom Holland
totally wrong.
version? Are we talking
Yeah,
about
no,
the Tom Holland
It's
version?
confirmed to be the MCU Tom Holland and
Oh,
canon.
okay.
So
All
it's canon.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
I think
Well,
everything
that
they're
are
doing
canon.
here. I
Uncle
think
Ben's
everything they're
death.
doing now is canon here, even in animation.
Okay.
it seems,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Oh shit! It's like I mean, yeah, we're just expanding the animated.
Wait a minute, if it's freshman year,
crossover
then it would be
universe and-
backstory on how he got his powers then,
I
Oh,
was
it
thinking
would
closer
have to be,
college.
right? Oh,
or just before
That's
it.
what, that
So
was my
it's-
thought.
so it's not a
Yeah,
prequel.
is it freshman in high school or freshman in college? It's
I have
like-
no idea. It could be either or. That's
Right,
It
yeah,
looks
that's
like
a big
it looks like
question.
it would be freshman in high school.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's
Seems
not
like that would make
college.
more
That's not
sense.
college rule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but if
Like
you was,
that.
yeah,
That lining
I
is
mean,
not
that's
college.
kinda
yeah,
rule,
college
because
so-
rule.
because they really do. They really do skip over the
College rule's
Spider-Man
thinner.
character until we see him first really pop up in
Civil War.
Civil War. Sorry, thank you. Yes,
That'd be cool to see the.
but he's
I
already
wouldn't mind
Spider-Man,
seeing like
yeah.
origins of this
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
which
I know
means
we've
we're going to
seen
see him
so
in his
much, but-
original clothy, cap and all that sort of stuff as well. Which we
And we'll get Uncle Ben,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll see who Uncle
we'll see
Ben
that.
is
Yeah,
in a
that
cartoon
version.
form.
Yeah. In
It's
that
Oscar
MCU.
Isaacs, voiced by Oscar Isaacs.
There you go. Echo is another one.
That wasn't that fan casting
might-
for Uncle Ben,
Yes,
right?
I think so.
What's that?
Oscar Isaacs, yeah. It was
Oh,
a fan casting
yeah.
for Uncle Ben. People were like, "That would be a great Uncle Ben."
February. Wait, let's see what Dylan had to say there. Yeah, MCU. Okay. The glasses which were worn before he gets
Oh
his
yeah, that's
powers.
right.
That's a good
Okay.
point.
Glasses,
Yeah.
glasses, Peter.
So,
And Echo is a character from.
She's
gonna be in Hawkeye.
Yeah, she's gonna be in
show.
Oh yeah.
Hawkeye.
Okay. Right.
So
okay.
the character of Echo is a very interesting parent. I don't want to spoil
Oh, yeah.
it in case anyone
Yeah.
doesn't know who she is, and it's a big reveal in the Hawkeye. So you can look it up on your own. But she's very familiar with characters like Daredevil and
Okay.
Spider-Man and the New York street level characters.
Right.
So she's gonna
Yeah,
fit great into
okay.
Hawkeye, and there'll
That's
probably
cool.
be some big surprises around her.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. That's exciting. Ironheart. Another
Oh yeah,
one.
we
I
know
don't know too
nothing
much
on
about. I
this.
don't know who,
Ruby
what aisle, who.
Wilson.
Who's she gonna be?
Ruby
that?
Wilson is she's basically another Iron Man.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
who
so-
like this is gonna be someone brand new that we haven't even seen in the
right.
MCU yet.
Yeah,
like
she's
they
not in the
introduced an
MCU.
entire
She's a
new
comics character
character.
from a couple years ago.
At the
pretty new
rate-
character still.
At the rate they're going this season, they are definitely introducing new characters as a spin-off or a moment. We'll talk about Eternal soon enough, but
Is
they've already dropped a couple of new characters that only had little bit roles in the
Yeah.
Eternals for later movies and shows. So
Mhm.
it seems like we will see whoever they're casting for
Is-
these characters
is
pop up either in the Hawkeye or a Miss Marvel or a something in one of these upcoming series, because most of these shows are at least 2023 to 2024
Right.
before we even see these films.
Is Ironheart coming out after Iron Wars or before?
I think
Because she
before
could-
Armor Wars, you meant? Yeah.
Iron Wars, I mean.
Oh,
Iron Wars?
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars. Yeah.
So Ironheart's before Armor Wars?
Yeah, I would think it would probably have to. There's reports of her debuting in Black Panther too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dang.
That's cool.
So they still got us that. That's really far on, far off.
So the remaining couple of things
I can see some of those characters that haven't had any. Set it up.
Well, there's a lot big world to build. So they lost their big dudes.
Marvel Zombies. I'm going to assume this is a animated take off of the zombie universe that we saw in the What If series, which could be kind of fun. I mean, it'll be
Oh, I'm excited! Like new What If. I was watching Shang-Chi recently. It's on Disney Plus now, and I was trying to see.
Yes, he is.
I was wondering if they do like a Shang-Chi What If he joined his dad and started the 10 Rings.
Oh right. Oh, that's funny. We'll see.
This Marvel Zombies could just be the storyline from the comic books. The Marvel Zombies.
They just did extended. Like
the graphic novel. It could just be the Robert storyline in
they're all
series.
like they're all like kind of conscious.
Yeah.
And where the Hulk eats too much and
differently because in the book the whole idea is every powered hero is basically a zombie. With Black Panther remained in the book, and Janet was like a zombie form. But there are, I think, from what I've read about the show, is it's going to be following what they said, a younger group of heroes tackling on the zombie supers. Right. So it's already. I don't think it's going to be that similar to the book. I think it could be following the What If more than the book.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But I could see that them doing that. It's already an established zombie universe.
Right.
So
they're going to have to go with what they've already created.
That's crazy. So are we going to get like more? It's weird that they chose to branch off and just like focus on that one timeline.
Yeah, I think the book was really successful. The book was like, I think the Robert Kirkman, the first two Marvel Zombies were really, really successful, and they're very good. And the last three are okay, in my opinion. But you know, it was such a big property at the time. I think it came out like 07-ish, 06, 07, maybe 05. And it one of those things that lasted for so long. It always gets brought back.
Just like Walking Dead.
Yeah. The zombies get brought back always like the worst times.
Yeah.
We'll wander into a universe and oh shit, the zombies are there.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
So moving on, we got Secret Invasion, and then the very last one. I don't think any of us really had any clue that was coming up and coming out. Was this?
Yeah.
That's the continuation of like to pick up the story from where they left off.
No clue that they were doing this. This is going to be 25 years later that they.
So are they going to keep the style the same?
Yeah.
Like,
who knows? I don't know.
Excited. I'm excited to see.
I assume there has to be a certain.
All my old Toy Biz carded figures will go up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Back in,
finally, they've been worth nothing for the longest time.
Bar market. You didn't do the screenshot of Nick Fury, bearded Nick Fury, dude, for Marvel's Invasions.
Yeah, eye patchless as well.
He's not wearing his eye patch anymore.
Old man Fury.
Yeah.
Old man Fury. Did he find his shoes?
What's that?
You know, did he ever find his shoes?
Here's the thing. I never really truly watched the X-Men. I watched the first season of the X-Men series, and because it was at the same time as, say, Batman the Animated Series and the Justice League and all that sort of stuff, which I was really into, I was more into the DC animated stuff.
But this wasn't. It's not like they were overlapping in schedule.
Oh no, definitely not. No, but I couldn't get into. I could not get into.
I think this is how most of my generation knows about X-Men.
That's pretty accurate.
Like everyone I know,
everyone thinks
knows the song.
Everyone thinks they're seeing Double with Elijah and Max here.
Because we have beards and hats.
You got beards and hats. You looks the same. There you go. Wow.
But everyone, the song is pretty. You know, it's a classic theme song.
Oh no, totally. Yeah. I mean, I definitely. It was just something I just couldn't get into as much as I could the other stuff at the time. And I definitely need to revisit it. I mean, again, they're all on, I believe, on Disney Plus, so I need to definitely check them out for sure. But yeah, I mean, that was what they dropped from the Marvel stuff, and that's considerably a whole lot more than what the Star Wars universe did drop. And I was happy. I felt very happy, very satisfied. love the large reel that they did, that whole sizzle reel, that whole brief drop of everything. I'm just hoping that Star Wars, or should I say Lucasfilm, have got something similar that they're just going to drop and decide to drop in the D23. But I'm also not getting my hopes up. They've been very weird with their marketing. So I don't know what everybody else thinks out there, but in chat. But I'm kind of, I'm kind of skeptical we might just get little random scatters of Star Wars news when we least expect it now, between now and everything else. And I'm hoping that I'd rather see this sort of thing. I'd rather see a wonderfully cleaned off, talented drop.
Star Wars is just cleaning up their movie slate. Like, all right, God,
that could be it too. I mean, that was the other thing. Yeah, I mean,
because isn't Kevin Feige's doing a Marvel film, isn't he?
He is doing a Marvel film, and
I think just recently Chloe Zhao was rumored to be a part of it, but not anymore.
Yeah, I think they scrapped it after Eternals.
What's that? Oh, they have scrapped it? Is that?
Yeah, they scrapped it.
I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was still going forward. I thought
it was still happening. Just Chloe Zhao's not going to be.
Oh, really? Okay, I hadn't heard that. I noticed that her style in the Eternals. We'll go into Eternals in a few minutes for sure, and break that down a bit more. But she says that her Eternals is very, very stylized. She's a big fan of Zack Snyder's work, and which is fair enough and respectful enough. I'm not a huge fan of Zack Snyder. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder. So I felt that disjointed me from Eternals a little bit. And I felt that style of filmmaking come through in Eternals, which is, again, fresh for
I could see her liking that. Like, that would have been a nice approach to Eternals, to be like kind of Zack Snyder.
Well, either way, I mean,
she tried to do.
Yeah, no, she tried to do, and
it's just so much in that movie, dude. There's just a lot to unpack.
It's very split, very diverse,
and to make it believable and to make it seem like they were kind of intertwined in this established universe that we have already. It didn't do it for me.
So
as far as like trying to plant them into this universe we're a part of, that we
let's do this. Let's do this, because this is kind of like getting towards spoiler. Let's talk a little bit about Eternals. We gave a non-descriptive, thought process last week on what we thought. Let's go into a bit more detail.
I agree with Dylan. It could have been, they would have gotten more if they just kept it as a show, but then then they have the Inhumans. And they're just like, oh, nothing like that again. Jeez.
Right? Yeah. It's
that is their holiday special of the MCU.
Out there in chat, out there in chat, did any of you watch the what was it again? The
Inhumans.
Inhumans, yeah. Did anybody watch Inhumans? Just a yes or a no. I did not see Inhumans. Did you guys? Any of you guys see it?
Yes, it was their biggest missed opportunity.
Didn't see Inhumans.
No. Okay, so it was pretty bad then, huh?
It was. They had so much to work with, and they just.
What happened? What happened? Did they just cut like a shit ton of budget with them? Like, all right, here.
Who knows?
Like,
I think that's how it started.
Let's give you the same budget that Iron Fist had.
Yeah, that's how it started.
And then see what you can do. It's like, all right, guys, we're going to Hawaii.
Well, let's jump ourselves back into the Eternals itself. What did you guys like about it, and what didn't work for you in this film? I'm kind of curious. And we can talk scenes. We can talk specific moments.
I like the Celestials.
Yeah, I think that's what worked for me. Was they made the idea the Celestials work for me on a level.
The Celestials, they did a great job of like installing the Celestials into like already happening universe.
Yeah, that was what
we know
that
really we've had hints to them, and now we know what their main deal is.
Right.
That Earth is an egg.
It definitely set that premise. That's for sure.
Wait, Elijah, did you watch it?
I did. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it,
he got to see it. Yeah.
All right.
What I liked about it, I loved how the Eternals themselves were integrated with parts of history and throughout history, how they showed that in the film process. I would
have liked if they'd done it the same way they did Wolverine Origins.
In what sense?
It's the whole like a
Moving through
montage
history.
from the beginning.
Or run through a history of
run through
in
history.
chronological order is what
Yeah,
you're
just
saying.
like
Yeah.
a whole like
I
first half
did-
of the
get it
movie
through at the
just them
beginning.
running through history.
I didn't mind the occasional back and
No,
forth.
the non-linear was nice.
Yeah,
It was you know,
it worked
was
because
good.
they were trying to explain certain scenes related to what was going on there.
It did bring a humanity to the characters.
Right.
I mean, I think that's why they chose someone like Chloe Zhao, who most recent. I don't know if you guys watched Nomadland.
I haven't.
Movie.
I heard it's very
Yeah,
good.
it's really good.
Yeah.
It was pro Amazon, but it was it's good.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they still didn't have like a stable home though, so was it really pro Amazon?
Really?
Well, it was like the Amazon was like a thing that was keeping her. They offered her. The way they portrayed it was always just them offering an opportunity for these nomad people. It kind of held that kind of thing, but just what it was out of their control on what happened, on why they were all out and about, but the humanity that she's able to capture from people and like a culture of people who are kind of undermined is probably like probably why they chose her as a
totally. No, she definitely had some great strengths in this film. That sort of stuff.
But then what my issue was like their abilities seemed kind of, I don't know, weak. It didn't really seem so grand of like beings to me.
Right.
Like, they didn't give him a big enough threat. I think they didn't make Crow even like a really big enough villain. He's a cool villain in the comics, but they basically muddled him down.
What the hell?
Right.
Like I thought he was gonna play a bigger part, and then they just kill him.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Pretty.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, wasn't he gonna help you guys?
It's the same thing with Icarus flying to the sun. It was so like,
yeah, just
there was a lot of that. Like I was just like,
my problem was there was some muddiness that went along with the nice and beautiful stuff in the direction for me. The muddiness being, I felt like, and granted we find out that they are robots at the end of this film more or less, but they really didn't have a personality change throughout history. And you'd think that much length of time being on a planet, you would start off maybe with no personality and end with some sort. They did. Their personalities were very bland throughout as an acting form, and it didn't. I didn't feel connected to the characters because of that particular.
No, it was
lack of emotion.
The amount of time they're in the world, it didn't really play off to me. I want to see this. Like Dr. Manhattan kind of a whole Dr. Manhattan kind of mentality of this. Just like, oh, what? They're just sheep, man. Like dating them now.
Yeah.
They're so fleeting. It was like it was kind of like my, when the portrayal of like immortality or like, immortal beings in the Marvel universe, you just make them as human as possible. You're not really seeing much. The most you get is like from Odin.
That's pretty funny.
That is very funny, Dylan.
Very accurate.
It wasn't as convincing to me.
It wasn't.
As like these 1,000-year-old beings who were like, they're they cried and shit when when the humans would kill each other, because that was their attempt to like, they're growing, like,
but the other thing, my
cried
thing was
when they dropped the bomb on them.
There was some more interesting characters that they just didn't highlight. And I forgot her name, the deaf girl,
Makari.
Makari.
Oh, I liked her.
I
liked her because
actress,
because the little screen time she had is why I like her so much.
She didn't have a chance to get annoyed.
She didn't get.
You got to see her do cool ass.
But I would love to see way more of her.
Fast emotion. Super fast. That was.
I hated Druig though. I thought Druig was the most unlikable character in the MCU.
He was the one who ended up in the Amazon.
Thousands of years.
He had a weird vibe to him.
I just didn't like how we had a cult that was like
like
controlling people.
Like a Omen.
Like
that Omen kid. He reminded me of that Omen.
Very like
he's kind of scary. And he
I
like that's all he did was make like a cult of like overall wearing people.
That's That's all he did.
That's it. Yeah.
Didn't do anything to change the course of like any influence on the world or anything like that. Just isolated in the
like 12
Amazon.
People too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you break it down, each of them are a personality of humanity that we all kind of share too, which makes kind of sense in that sense. But it was there was just disjointing moments. I didn't feel emotionally connected.
A little bit of Icarus,
when Icarus flew, when Icarus betrayed them, it just was like, oh, and now Icarus is betraying them. It didn't. I didn't feel emotionally affected when he went to betray them.
They die so easy.
Yeah.
Like they're Eternals. And I'll take one of those. Oh, God. And it just has to put the tentacles in your neck.
Right.
And it's like,
they only die when it's necessary.
It's kind of like
when the screen,
like the soul suckers, like the soul suckers in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't ruin anything for me, but it's just like, it's just a monster thing.
I mean, it was
those monsters were cheesy.
They did a chance. They did like an attempt on trying to integrate them in history by like basing them on these weird mythical creatures.
They were completely alien.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like at the end, you see like their portrayals, like, oh, that's where they got the image of a griffin. Or like these weird like
but they were
Aztec
almost
creatures and stuff. They were just like they'd see these things and
try
to sculpt them. That's why animals looked weird in old drawings. Right. It's like, oh yeah, those are the monsters that the Eternals were fighting.
The one anymore. The one that killed the two Eternals and took on their personas and their personalities. I still trying to understand what was the reasoning, like what was the purpose of that. It was a waste of
I thought he was going to be more, and then he just dies.
It just simply didn't make sense in the overall scheme, and that goes up there with why did why did he leave at the end of the fight?
Kingo?
Yeah, it made
it makes no sense. He could actually fight. He's one of the more useful ones.
He was.
I don't want to get in the middle of this.
He was less of the. He was part of the fighters, other than like.
There's
two types of Eternals, right? Like the humanity ones and the ones who protect.
Correct.
And he was one of the protectors.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because even the two that turned, which was the girl Sprite, and when I think it's when they decided to turn to assist and help, they even stuck around to turn.
Sprite got knocked out with a rock.
Yeah, so it was weird that they just didn't bring the other character back, and
they showed that she was a shapeshifter at the beginning,
thousands of years.
Yeah.
And then she never did that again.
That's exactly. How do they survive thousands of years without getting knocked off? It's like,
Oh, that's so accurate. Yeah. Really, Kingo betrayed everything he was saying the whole movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
I liked his buddy the most. The one human they gave like multiple lines to.
Right.
He was the best. I liked him.
He was funny. He had that touching moment at the end.
He was the heart of the movie.
Yeah.
Not Ajak, not Gemma-chan. It was it was Kingo's assistant.
Yeah, he was. He really
was the heart of the entire movie,
and also the most personality in the entire film. I mean, it was.
He was the one. He was the thing that rooted everything to humanity. Not Jon Snow.
I only know
either.
him from Run, Fat Boy, Run. Have you guys seen that movie? I only know him from that. It's really he's funny in that. It's Edgar. Oh gosh, I'm going blank at his name. Anyways, he's in that movie. That's the one thing I know him from.
Yeah. At the end of the day, for me, it's like it definitely is on the lower end of the Marvel universe, and I give them credit for trying to change up the style of filmmaking because Marvel universe has got very similar and very formatic.
I'm down for
the formula has been the same for quite a while now, and it was a different formula, but I just feel like it kind of balances on that whole almost Zack Snyder style of filmmaking where the characters don't have a lot of personality, to my opinion, and it's very dull in places. This had some beautiful visual moments, but there were some other very dull, boring visual moments too that didn't kind of overpower me.
I just like anything, and whenever a Celestial was on screen, I was just like, oh yeah. Like those are my favorite moments. I'm just waiting for more Celestial stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
Right.
These characters are so flawed.
Yeah. It really, at the end of the day, for me, it was like it just went down to
they are.
We don't know what the script was trying to tell.
You know what? As flawed as they are and how weird they are, once we find out they're robots, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that was definitely I mean,
these vessels. What's her like mind weary?
The good thing is
name of her. Yeah. What's the deterioration of her mind called? Is that what's called? Mind weary. That was kind of weird.
Something like that.
Mean, the good thing is,
and I wish they kind of teased the one mind, or what do they call it? The unimind.
Yeah.
It was like kind of shoehorned in at the end. Like, all right, what we do is we make a unimind. It's like, oh, it's the first time we're hearing about this unimind.
Yeah.
I wish it was kind of already established.
Yeah.
Of being
there was a lot in the script
they do in the comics. It's like one of their big things is the unimind.
Yeah, it's a huge part of them being like the Eternals,
part of the characterization.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Bastos kind of just comes up with it when he starts dissecting the ball that was in Selma Hayek's throat.
Yeah. We have to cross the streams, guys. You're like, what?
Yeah, we could cross the streams. We crossed all our streams, and we could take out Zool.
Right.
I thought you said crossing the streams was bad.
Yeah.
But then I do like at the end that there's this giant celestial kind of popping out of the ocean.
That was cool. That was an awesome visual,
and
Earth's
also gravitational pull.
Yeah, and then the celestial and the celestial at the end. We know that's going to be a problem down the track. I feel like this film was made just to introduce that one brief moment.
Lex Luthor's going to try to. Lex Luthor's just going to try to make real estate
I'm gonna
on
crush
it.
this planet. Yeah.
Oh, new land. Lex Luthor's gonna.
Oh, and can we talk about the weird Superman monologue that was in? You're Superman. You're wearing a cape, like flying around.
DC exists in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. Which is a little weird.
That's the first time they ever mentioned it.
Yeah.
Well, Gilgamesh mentions Batman at one point, and then the kid refers to Icarus as Superman.
Yeah.
So there's
I didn't
DC
catch
Comics.
the Batman part.
Yeah.
There's DC Comics exist in the Marvel universe.
So I saw this movie on the opening night, and for any Game of Thrones fans out there, of course, Icarus is Jon Snow's brother in the
King of the North,
King of the North kind of thing, and of Game of Thrones. And there was this great little beat where the two of them had a scene towards the beginning of this film, and everybody just cracked up in the theater because even though it was not related, it was still just a moment of seeing those two characters on screens.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that character, let's talk about the two different post credits that they had. We'll go into the first one where we see Harry Styles, is it, who is playing Thanos' brother. Yeah. Again, I don't know too much about the character, and like everything Marvel, there's something I'm not sure about. I usually will look online to investigate.
I'm okay with it being Harry Styles, you know.
I mean, it's funny.
It's weird. I see Harry Styles there. That's all I see. Yeah. Sorry.
But
Max, sorry.
He's such a creepy character, Arrows. His whole power is manipulating emotions.
Okay, all right. Okay, well then that does fit. Then that does fit because I felt creeped out by looking at him. Yeah, and then we have our little what was he?
Hip the Troll.
Hip Troll. He's a troll. Okay,
which is kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it was probably the worst CGI on a face in Marvel I've seen.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't.
It's so bad.
I would rather have seen
Patton Oswalt's debut in the Marvel universe.
That's it, which is great. Cool. Yeah,
but I would rather see.
Despite other than MODOK.
Yeah, but Patton Oswalt I would rather see his face in makeup. I mean, they showed the other Game of Thrones actors in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage just do the same thing except shrink him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, totally.
Or Hobbitify him or something. At least,
but the CGI
like
face.
What they do with the Hobbits? That'd have been perfect. Just some some forced perspective. Do some
that
would have been cool. But yeah, the CG looked kind of wonky.
Yeah, the CG was really weird.
Like Beowulf.
Yeah. And I know it's supposed to be a troll, or whatever it's supposed to be, but I just didn't. really dig that visual look. And even when you look back at the Thanos first look at, when we first see Thanos, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, there was a little bit
we technically see him first in the Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers. Sorry, yes, that's it.
Where he was like a different guy. He was that terrorist from Civil War.
Yeah. But they hadn't quite defined it. But that still felt better than what we saw at the end of this movie. And this is 10 years later. Not 10, but
it was
several
weird.
years later.
It was
weird to see. Yeah,
it was not good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And then that last little end scene credit with the
Blade.
Blade, or at least the voice
off screen. Blade,
as well as the character. So I don't know too much about his character. He picks up the sword, and this is why have I forgotten his name? The actor.
Black Knight.
Black Knight. Jon Snow. We'll say Jon Snow. Yes, yeah. He picks up the sword. What's the deal with Black Knight?
So he has the sword. It gives him the armor. He's based off of the historical figure, the Black Knight, who gets the ebony blade, and he picks up the blade, and he's bestowed with the power of the Black Knight. Basically, it's basically his whole character. He just
all right.
So England likes to put all the power in a sword will give you.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, he's definitely more than
He-Man
just
comes from
the age he looks. He's obviously
Masters of the
couple
Universe,
years old.
Or Thundercats.
Yeah.
It's always the source of your power is in the blade.
So, and speaking of blade, it's interesting they pull up a blade and they kind of reveal a blade at the same time. But that'll be interesting.
Cool.
I'm looking forward. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing how and why they're introducing that character with.
It's an interesting choice not to show
with
him.
Blade.
I guess they haven't established his look yet.
Absolutely,
so they didn't want
to.
Not yet. We don't want to rush this.
Yeah,
he's got to look right.
It always leaves me questioning. As I said, I walk out going, I don't know the voice, I don't know the actor. Is this somebody we should already know or not know? And
it's
then
Cottonmouth from
it helps.
Cage.
It helps to look online. But it helps to look online.
He's already he's in the universe already.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
it is weird that they have Blade talking to him, considering they have barely any relation in the comics. They were on a team together one time.
I guess the original Blade is British.
Yeah, I think
right.
Well, he's not even British in the comics.
It's literally in London.
It's even more random.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
that is pretty random.
Maybe
he did team up with him in London in the comics for MI9 or whatever the team was called, but it wasn't. It was so random.
That's what they're going with. I guess Blade. They're gonna establish that he just knows about all the famous swords in the world.
Yeah,
he just appears
that's what
there.
they're gonna do.
If a famous sword appears there, he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
my name's Blade, so
for sure.
I kind of got to know about this stuff, It's not
Marvel
just
does have a lot of famous swords. They have.
Yeah, Excalibur exists in this. They had Excalibur.
Excalibur, the Muramata blade. There's magic sword. There's some really cool swords.
Yeah, and maybe Blade is just going around. He's the Nick Fury of all the famous swords.
Right,
just going around seeing once he has to be there when people are presented to their family sword,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you ready to use that?
Yeah.
You think you're ready for that?
Right. Well,
pretty good.
We've gone on quite long with this particular part of the chat. We had one last segment we were going to cover today. So,
and that's the DC's presence in the Marvel universe. I feel like we haven't discussed that enough.
Right. I think it just shows what movie Chloe Zhao really wanted to make, which was probably a DC movie.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
He's like, well, okay,
Icarus. I'll take over.
He's like, at least the Icarus is in this.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just weird that this is an existing. I mean, comic books for sure, but so that means there's a Captain America comic book for sure.
Right.
And that DC is a thing. That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
That they allowed her to include that, or
that is weird.
Yeah. So,
what are your thoughts on that, Brent?
On what? Sorry,
DC universe in the Marvel universe, DC Comics existing in the Marvel. You think there's movies based on
it doesn't.
They're going to see.
It doesn't bother me.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Whoa, that looks like the Vulture.
Yeah.
Who is their Batman?
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me because we know that the comics have crossed over from comic book into comic book universe. In this universe, it feels like that they're just referring to comics related things. So
yeah,
when they talk
exactly.
about Superman, they're talking about
the
comic book of Superman,
right?
Kind of
it
thing.
Exists in this world, but only as a comic.
This is being
right.
this.
But then there's a
the
real Iron
the
Man.
Marvel use has been going for 13 years now, and not once have they dropped it in this universe. And twice within the same movie, they drop a Batman reference and a Superman reference that makes no sense to drop necessarily. You know, the Superman reference by itself would have been funny as a gag if they shortened it down. Yeah,
as a joke.
As a joke. But then they extended and it's like, when are you going to cut? And when is this kid going to be cut off from the whole Superman reference? It's like, it would be a one-liner would have been funny enough for me. An entire,
you'd think like
gag,
a world of existing superheroes, the comics would be a little bit more escapist, because if you're just you're just talking about what's normal world stuff in this comic book.
I guess I shouldn't have put down the spoiler alert, but okay. Anyway,
you'd think that comics tend to be a form of escapism. So it's weird that they're doing comics on like real life stuff. It's probably more avant-garde, a new resurgence in comics, kind of embracing reality in this world. So they're making superheroes.
It happened during the blip when half the superheroes died.
They just started getting nostalgic for this world of
there you go. Maybe.
But it's a funny thing, and I think it's worth addressing.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So and at that point, we'll move on to our last little segment, which was Jason, Elijah, and myself ended up by going to the Designer Con yesterday and have a look around, which is a huge convention, which is different artists, different designers, different toy makers, that sort of stuff. Go through. We just went to check it out, kind of thing. It was worth having a look. Jason was there because he kind of wanted us to kind of look at for next year for some of his Vogue stuff, putting it up there. And
it's cool seeing just different artists just selling their stuff. It's awesome.
We got some photos that we put up there from just some of the weird art forms.
That was cool. Look at those rugs.
Yeah, there was just different things. Like every convention, it was kind of a very cool, different stylization.
Lots of startup artists, lots of people trying to start their own line of art,
vinyl toys.
And we each kind of picked up something and walked away with at the end of the day, which was kind of fun.
They had some animation cells.
Jason. I originally flocked to the animation cells, and so did Jason. Jason, you picked up something from this. What was this from? This is
it's from it's from an anime called Rojin Z. It's from 1991.
All right. Okay.
And it's one of my favorite.
Original cell, right? So
it's original cell, and I found the clip.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
didn't pull the clip.
I sent it to you guys. I even timestamped it.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorites, and it had a huge influence on me, not just like style wise, but like concept wise. Like
that's cool.
The different levels of AI and stuff happening, and
having
to do with the ongoing like population of old folks compared to young people in Japan and stuff. It was very like contemporary to its time, and I think it still holds up with the level of technology it's at right now. And I think it still deserves it's a good watch even currently.
You got some other pieces of art there. What was this from?
It's just this artist that really stood out to me. I bought the action figure. I sent you a picture of the action figure, and I decided to buy the zine.
This guy, yeah.
There's
the action.
I like the kind of retro, like science, like
retro packaging,
kind of.
And
that's cool. Packaging, kind of
this
like
is a custom figure someone made, right?
Yeah, it's a custom figure. It's kind of got this like kind of D&D sci-fi, retro sci-fi feel to it that I really like. And so it just stood out to me.
That's cool. And it was one other piece that you picked up too. It's kind of a cool.
I got one of his posters too.
Yeah. Well, you know me in Star Wars, I kind of try to avoid spending a lot of money, but I kind of had a poster art moment day yesterday, and and not even realizing I saw this poster sitting there from the Ewoks, and I was like, I don't have very much on the Ewok movies, and it was a small poster, and I'm sitting there looking at it, going, "Wow, how much is this poster?" And the guy goes, "Oh, it comes, and I can autograph it for you." And I look up, and it happens to be the kid who played young Mace in the Ewok movie,
who's now a man.
Who's now an old man, my age kind of thing. And so I was like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll get that. So so he autographed it, and he puts down there the first Mace. It was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I really wish you didn't sign the autograph, because I like the poster of Drew Struzan. I wanted to actually just put it up in my room. It's not a big poster, right. It's a small one, but it's a beautiful piece of art. Needless to say, but I also got the chance to meet Eric Walker, who played young Mace in the Ewok movie too, which was unexpected. And was kind of cool.
To get Sam Jackson to autograph this too.
I did.
Like, hey, this is a Mace.
The second Mace.
Yeah. Star Wars. This is you, right?
Yeah. Well, I did ask him. I had to ask him the question, and I did say to him, "So, what was it like working with George Lucas?" And he goes, "It was very interesting. George is definitely a technical director." He said that all the shots, all the framing, everything was set up so quickly. And then when it comes to the cast, they don't necessarily, he doesn't really communicate well to the cast members. And it was like, he said he leaves it for the actor to do their thing. And of course, all good movies come with a good director who can also kind of direct a cast.
Direct actor.
So, it's what we already knew about George. George is not very good with actors, so to speak, when it comes to directing them as action. But you know what? We all love George Lucas no matter what. So either way, it was kind of a fun thing. The second thing I actually picked up was a piece of animation art cell as well, which was from the Ewok animated series. Cool. And, there was not a lot on the shelf. These are all original cells, by the way. I was looking for something with Wicket and Nisa, who are like the two main characters. And this was the only one that really read to me as being a piece I could pick up. And it was only $20. So it was like, okay, I'm going to get that piece of art. So I'm going to get a nice frame for these and put them up. But, that was our day at the Designer Con yesterday. And it was definitely a lot of fun. And so thank you for Elijah for pointing out that it was going, and Jason for meeting up with us as well. And it was just a fun little couple of hours walk through and But with that, we have now been going for an hour and a half, and I think we should pretty much come to an end here. But again, thank you to everybody in chat who joined us today. It's been a lot of fun, guys. And Max, it was great to have you on, and we'll be definitely pulling you on when we come into more Star Wars stuff. It's cool just the four of us bouncing around too. So we'll definitely we want to have other guests on during the future as well, and switch people out. We'll get to that as well. And of course, Elijah and Jason, thank you once again. This has been a fun little day. We had a lot to go through this week, a lot more that we did during the week that we'll probably explain next week. And as of next week, Ghostbusters comes out on Friday, and Elijah and I will definitely be seeing it. Max will be coming to see it with us. Jason, you're going to be in where was it? Miami?
Yeah, Miami.
That's
Miami
cool.
Beach.
Miami Beach. So you'll be over there doing some work-related stuff.
We have an NFT up for auction at this celebrity soccer tournament.
Okay. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Nice.
And they want the original artist there.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Very cool. So at that point, we will be doing actually, it depends. Our live show next week may get delayed. I haven't figured out yet. It depends on the whole D23. I'm hoping they'll show whatever they're going to show on D23 in the morning. But we definitely will be coming together and bringing a Ghostbusters Afterlife review. That'll be a big chunk of what we talk about. We'll definitely give a reaction video that will drop on Friday after we've seen the film, because I'm very excited to see that. And I know Elijah definitely is excited to see that. And then the following week it becomes Thanksgiving, and we end up by getting hit with 2 episodes of Hawkeye. So we've got a lot coming in. We are going full steam from here on in. This is going to be a crazy couple of months. So guys, thank you very much. Everyone in chat, thank you. And we shall see you in the future.